This is the official episode one of Let's Talk Real Talk Show. Today we are going to talk about a new regulation made by ICE that has been a media frenzy, especially for international students. Many of you guys may wonder what is ICE. Basically, ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and in a simpler word, it is an agency within the Department of Homeland Security. This department was created in 2003 and became part of the government's reorganization after the September 11, 2001 attack. This was originally created to better protect national security and public safety, which was a solution to that September 11th attack. However, ICE has changed and developed into a shape that people may have questions about the real purpose of it. And due to its aggressive and harsh enforcements of immigration laws, some of the Democrat supporters and immigrants are truly experiencing difficulties are willing to abolish ICE.
Yeah, so the reason why we wanted to talk about ICE today is because on July 6th, ICE announced their decision to enforce a new rule that international students must leave the country if their university switches to online-only classes in the fall 2020 semester. We believe that this was a part of President Trump's attempt to restrict immigration to the US, mainly due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This not only leaves students in anxiety, especially for those leaving to college soon, it completely changes the route and system that international students had.
Yeah, it makes me like so frustrated and kind of scared to apply for colleges in United States now. Adding on to what Uni said, it's not simply an immigration restriction or um, deportation issue. The State Department will not issue visas to students whose university offers online learning. And I think that this enforcement just makes no sense because only eligible F1 visa holders can take a maximum of one class or 3 credit hours online. Visa and university plans aren't what we students can actually control, so it makes it really hard for all international students to kind of see what's ahead of them.
I mean, yeah, like this affects so many international students, and I'm sure that this will probably impact us in some way. I personally know how much of a big impact this creates since my sister is currently in college in the United States, and she's really kind of lost whether she has to stay and continue her classes or whether she should take like medical leave and go to Korea. Um, you also have friends that are facing this problem, right?
Yeah, I have like graduate friends that are heading to colleges now, and that don't hold American passports, and they're thinking of waiting this out and taking a gap year, or some of them registered for in-person classes, but like you said, no one has like clear directions yet.
Yeah, and honestly, I just don't think that this rule is fair in any way because it undermines how much international students actually like contribute to the country. I actually did some research. In 2019, there were more than 1 million international students, and I'm pretty sure it increased this year. They also contributed $45 billion to the economy in 2018. International students pay the highest tuition for their colleges and universities. And especially since online classes don't reduce the tuition fee at all, forcing them to pay these high prices, but then forcing them to leave the country at the same time is just absurd to me. Also, during this COVID-19 pandemic, um, I think that this policy just doesn't make sense because it basically pressures universities to offer in-person classes so that they don't lose students, which in the end can put professors and the student at risk of the virus. And second problem is that going back home, back and forth, is actually pretty pricey. And so students probably have to waste a lot of money. Due to COVID-19, a lot of countries like Singapore closed their borders. So I think that that will create a really big issue.
Yeah, I agree. Like this ice runs like real thinking. So instead of like stressing on how this regulation is destroying international students, I've actually researched solutions that international students can actually take regarding this situation. So one solution is to take medical leave. A specific medical reports can have the students not attend the class, but still be able to stay in the United States and with their visa. Second solution is that they can reduce their course load. Let's say that they are put in a situation where they have to attend many in-person classes. It is stressful and it puts them at the risk of getting coronavirus. So reducing course load is one good solution as well. Or worst case scenario, students would have to transfer to another school that offers in-person classes.
Yeah, that's just so sad for not only the students, but I feel like also all the universities. I read an article on LA Times that UC Berkeley, for example, 29% of graduate students and almost 50% of all their engineering students have to leave the country if this policy continues to take place. Also at UCLA, 1 of 5 graduate students are international. So I feel like there's just so much uncertainty with this policy. It's so unreal that these hardworking students have to like literally leave the country just because their college chose to
Yeah.
do online courses, which I feel like is the only reasonable solution to staying safe. Fortunately, a lot of colleges fought back. I know that a lot of California schools filed lawsuits to stop the federal order, and also MIT and Harvard and UC Irvine filed lawsuits against this.
Yeah. The decision that has been made by ICE regarding barring international students taking online courses wouldn't just influence this situation right now, but can further be developed into a situation where in the future international students might be permanently banned from studying in the US as well. And in order to prevent the tragic reality that we might face, we will have to act upon the situation by showing our constant support towards the future career that we have planned. And you can either do this by using various platforms, such as using your social media, sign a petition, or spread awareness. And adding on to that, we'll be also putting the link to the petition down below at the comment section. So if you are interested, you can take a look. This is all we prepared for today, and we'll be coming back next time with another issue or any hot topics that we would like to share our opinions on. And yes.
That's all
So
we have.
see you next time.
Thank you.